Hello everyone, thank you for joining our report kickoff meeting from REMI. REMI is standing for Report Mapping and Issue Identification. This project is mainly to document the market risk committee packages for internal use to identify all the risks and the controls throughout the whole process. So we have our report preparer, report data provider, causal risk analyst, compliance analyst, and the data process SME to join our meeting. We are going to provide an overview of this whole journey to document the MRC report to all of you. So about REMI, our team is an execution arm under the data management and insights that help identify the end-to-end data lineage, make sure like every activity in scope under the regulatory and risk governance and oversight framework, causal policy, external requirements, etc. So the benefits of our project is to improve the reliability and integrity of data leveraged to generate regulatory and risk reports. And we are also going to identify any changes happen in this year and adopt these changes into the updated report. So I have listed some key stakeholders here. First is David Girl, and thank you for joining this meeting. You are the report preparer, and you are going to give us a brief introduction to the Market Risk Committee report. And at the end of our project, we need your sign off. Andy Rich is the data provider who provides data to David to help him gather all the data lineage and process flow for this MRC report. Pratik Upu is the co-worker of Andy, who is the data or process SME. So he will help us to identify the detail level information of the MRC report. Jiwan Man is the causal risk analyst. He will determine the in-scope activities and help us to identify the risk and the controls throughout the process. And if our REMI team finds some potential risks and some controls may need to be added into our process, we also need to cooperate with him. And Kumar Sharma is compliance analyst. He will be working with us throughout the whole project. He will monitor our daily activities, make sure we are following the internal compliances and the rules. So here is our project planning. You can see there are totally 6 phases of our project. Today is the first phase, intake. So we give all of our key stakeholders a brief picture of this project, what we are going to do, and what we need in the future will be introduced in later phases. So the second phase is the sprint phase. So we don't need the detailed level information. We just need the high level information to help our whole team to get a brief understanding of how the Market Risk Committee reports was generated by our report preparer, David. So in this phase, David will give us a brief introduction about the MRC report, the preparation for MRC reports. And we are going to have a brief documentation, including the data narrative and version controls to help everybody in our team to know what David do for our MRC report. The third phase is causal scoping. So we will have the causal risk analyst to work with us. We are going to provide our high-level data narrative and to this causal analyst. So causal analyst will review every activities and data flows in this process and determine which should be in scope and which may be out of scope. So we should have our focus from the causal analyst. And additionally, that causal analyst will also help us to have a better understanding of all the risks and controls we need to identify in the future. The third phase, the fourth phase, and the fifth phase, they are going to happen together. So the first phase is walkthrough. So in this phase, our RAMI team will interact closely with the data and the process SME. We are going to gather all the detail level of information to help us to understand not only the data narrative, but also the process narrative, risk and control inventories. So in the walkthrough phase, we need to document the every detail of this MRC report. And also, in this walkthrough phase, we may require our data provider and the data process SME to provide all of their working documents to help us to have a deeper understanding of their process for the MRC report. And then the fifth phase at the same time is the documentation phase. So in this phase, we need to document all the activities identified by causal analyst. In-scope activities. So also what we need to do is to work with our risk analyst to identify some potential risks and what controls we maybe need to add into this process. So in this phase may last 3 to 4 months. So in that period of time, we may interact extensively with our data provider and data SME. So the last phase is the report packaging. In this part, we will give our all documents to the data preparer to get David sign off for our final package. So also, if in this phase we identified some like obstacles, like questions, we may go back to the first phase. We may go back to walkthrough phase and interact with the data provider and the data SME to discuss some risks and controls we may miss. And also we are going to involve our causal analyst to help us to identify which are the high risk controls, high risks, and the low or medium risks currently we are going to document in this project. So this is the whole journey for our market risk committee package. So again, thank you all for joining this meeting, and our whole RAMI team is really looking forward to cooperate with you guys in the future, and we may disturb you in the future sometime. So thank you for your patience in advance. Again, this is the first phase of this RAMI kickoff meeting, and have a nice one.